There are 10 hidden slash not so hidden Etsy features that you should absolutely know about if you are a seller on Etsy. Now, some of these features you probably heard about, but just didn't know they exist or maybe not know how they work. So today I'm going over all those 10 features and more information about those that you should know if you're selling on the Etsy platform. If you're new to my channel, my name is Heather. I have been a top 1% seller with my Etsy shop. I've grown my Etsy shop to 450K in revenue. I have sold over 10,000 orders on the Etsy platform. And now I teach on YouTube how to start your own Etsy and print-on-demand business. I also give a lot of tips and tricks with Etsy if you sell on the platform as well. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video for more content like this, and we're gonna hop straight into the video here. So the first feature that you should turn on is the Etsy internal email marketing system. Now, when I say this, you're going to be looking on your shop manager dashboard being like, Heather, this is nowhere to be found. And the reason why it's nowhere to be found is because Etsy actually doesn't give us access to their internal email marketing, and there is no email marketing that we can use on Etsy besides using their marketing area. So if you go to marketing, then you go to sales and discounts. When you turn on the thank you, abandoned cart, and favorited item coupons in that marketing section on your Etsy shop, this will start using and utilizing the internal email marketing system that Etsy has. Now, what does Etsy do when you turn on these coupons? So if a customer purchases from you, usually within the next 30 days, Etsy's email marketing system is going to email that customer and say, hey, we notice you purchased from this shop. Here is this discount. And that discount will be given based on the number that you set on your sales and discounts area. Now, if let's say a customer adds a product to cart and they walk away from that cart, they end up not purchasing, what Etsy does is in the next day or two or within 24 hours, Etsy will email that customer with your abandoned cart coupon to bring that customer back. Now, the third thing that they will do is if let's say they favorited the item, they didn't add to cart, and again, that customer walked away from that product. If the customer has email marketing allowed on their account, again, Etsy is going to email that customer usually within the next few days and say, hey, just so you know, the shop is offering a discount to come back to Etsy to purchase from this shop. So all three are utilizing Etsy's internal email marketing system. And this is only added or allowed if the customer allows email marketing from Etsy. Now, also, this does not only turn on the email marketing system with Etsy, but also the notification system if a customer has the application for Etsy installed on their smartphone devices. So that's something to note as well, as you're not only using the Etsy email marketing system, but you are using their app notification system by turning on these three coupons in your shop. The next hidden feature that, again, it's not a hidden one, but this is a setting you absolutely should have turned on in your shop, which is the thank you message area for after a completion of any purchase in your Etsy shop. So where do we find this? So where we are going to go to find this feature is by going to settings, and then we will click on info and appearance, and then we are going to scroll down on the info and appearance page all the way down to message to buyers. Now, this area is where you will want to fill out something that says, thank you for purchasing from our small business. Here is a discount of X, Y, and Z amount. If you'd like to shop with us again, we can bring the customers back or offer them an incentive to shop with us again. That's a huge plus that we can take advantage of in this message to our buyers. Also, what you do want to add in is if you're a print-on-demand business and you don't offer gift notes or gift messaging, I would put in something like that too. That's what I've done in the past in my shop. Since my print-on-demand provider, I just didn't offer gift messages. If you have Printify as your print-on-demand provider, there is multiple providers under Printify that do offer gift messaging, so it can be done with Printify as well. But you do want to note any maybe delays, if there's any production delays or processing time delays at a certain point of the year. You can note that in the message to the buyers, or about any questions or concerns. And then also what I like to write is to just remind the customer to double check their address to make sure it is correct on their order before we process that order, right? That's really important. I've had a lot of customers accidentally purchase under maybe their old address, or maybe they just moved and they haven't changed all of their addresses on their PayPal account or somewhere yet. The example you're going to see on my account right now, this is what I used to send to customers around Q4 in the holiday season because of common shipping delays. So I will say you may want to change this as the year progresses. If it's not in Q4 or holiday rush season, this is not something you would normally write or typically write. But this is just an example of what I've written in the past with delivery issues and things like that that can occur with being a print-on-demand business owner around the holiday rush season. And there are a lot of package delays and issues. Whether you're a handmade seller or you're print-on-demand, you're going to come across a lot of postal carrier issues around the end of the year. That's just very normal around holiday season. So besides that, we're going to hop into the third feature. So the next feature a lot of people don't know that exists on Etsy is a bulk listing editing feature that is in Etsy itself. So the way to use the bulk listing editing feature is quite simply by going to your listing area on your shop. You'll click on this little checkbox area at the top left of underneath where it says listings. And then from there, you can click down on the editing options. And this is where you can edit in bulk multiple features of your listing. So you can edit all of your titles at once, all your tags, all your descriptions, prices, personalization. You can change production partners. So let's say that you had a print provider and you changed all of your listings to a different print provider. You can easily do that in this bulk area. You can change renewal options, shipping profiles, return and exchange policies, and you can change their sections as well. So don't sleep on this feature. It is a great feature to use. One case I like to use this in is when I'm doing tags for multiple products within the same niche and product type. So if I'm making maybe penguin enamel unbreakable mugs, then I would add in for these listings, maybe enamel unbreakable, and then I would add in penguin mug, custom, personalization, personalized. I will just keep it at that, so it's under 20 characters, but this is how you can easily add in all of these tags. You'll just click apply, and then you'll notice that all of them will be updated. Besides, if you have one listing like this example that has 13 tags already, so we might have to just apply to 2 eligible listings, which is completely okay. But in this example, you can do this for your titles, you can do this for your tags, you can do this for your descriptions. And one thing that I do recommend doing around the holiday season as well is when it comes to descriptions, around the holiday season, you may get a lot of questions with shipping delays or how soon can I expect to get this product before Christmas. That's when I would recommend editing descriptions, and you can add to the end of a description of a listing on what people can expect for Christmas shipping. So, or maybe how soon they have to order a product. Maybe I could put Christmas order deadline. I'll put deadlines, and then you would add in exactly, okay, so someone has to order by the 20th of December in order to get their product in time. So I would put maybe domestic orders by December 20th. And then, as you guys can see here, this does add to right after BPA free. So you will want to add in just a little space. We could add another space just so it's not too flushed against the bottom of the lead and BPA free. And then if I apply that, then again, it's going to add to all of my listings in total. And if you have hundreds to thousands of pages of listings, this is where this is going to come in clutch. Let me tell you, I have updated 500 listings at a time, and it is not a fun time. It took me a little bit to figure out this feature. I know it sounds so silly and obvious, but to me, when I didn't know, and this is why I'm making this video, for those who may need to know this when it comes around the time that you may have to add in all of these descriptions. Now, the other thing is you can also delete descriptions as quickly as you can add it. So if I needed to delete this line, I could just copy it, I could paste it, and then I could delete it. We can also find and replace. So if there's text that you don't want anywhere, then I could also find and replace. Maybe the 20th one year turns to the 21st. So I could find the 20th and replace it to the 21st of December. I can hit replace all. And then as we can see, that's going to change all of my listings. So again, this is just a hidden but not so hidden feature on Etsy that you absolutely should know about if you sell on Etsy. So the next feature to know about is the share and save program on Etsy. Now, again, this is a kind of in-your-face type of program that Etsy has. But what this program does for you as a seller is it does knock off a 4% off of your order total for Etsy transaction fees, which is a lot of money. That is a lot of money you can save by just using this link consistently on your social media or anywhere that you're going. If you have your own email list and you're using this link in your email list, this can go a long way for saving you and getting more profit in the long run as you sell on Etsy. So just make sure that you are copying this link that they're giving you on Etsy and you're pasting that everywhere and not just pasting your link by itself anywhere, if that makes any sense. So just make sure you're using this link and you will thank me later. And also, I never went to speech therapy as a kid, so sometimes I don't pronounce my THs. It's really a horrible curse to have because my name is Heather. Guys, my name is Heather. I have a TH in my name. Anywho, we're going to move on. Moving on to the fifth feature is the auto response and auto reply feature on Etsy. So as you guys can see in my messages, also, side note, there are so many scammers on Etsy currently. This is a fake message. So as you can see, this is someone trying to get me to click a link for a verification of a purchase. Now, this is spam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark as spam on this message. Just so you know, this is possible to do, and I highly recommend doing that. So the auto reply feature is a lifesaver, specifically when you work your 9 to 5 and you know you are unable to respond to people during your workday. This is something I use quite frequently when I worked in healthcare and I got off of work. I'd work a 12-hour day. I'd get off of work and I felt so bad because there were so many customers I just couldn't respond to during the day. So the way to turn this on is going to the messages area. We're going to go to the top of the right-hand corner. So you can have weekly auto replies or temporary auto replies. Now, this is completely up to your schedule. I know some people work rotating shifts. That was me. If you know you work the 9 to 5 or the exact same routine every single day for your work, same set time frames, then I would do a weekly auto reply. So in your weekly auto reply, what you want to note is if you are currently gone for most of the day, maybe you get off of work at 5 p.m. and you can always put, thank you for reaching out to blank, insert your shop here. And then you can say, we monitor our inbox from maybe after 5 p.m. So if we don't respond, please note we will respond as soon as we can. And you can always say that. Now, if you know you're going to be checking in on your shop during or throughout the day, then you can also just turn this auto reply off. But if you know you're not going to be monitoring your inbox until after 4 or 5 p.m. every day, just make sure you're noting that around the times that you are gone. And then you can set up your work schedule. So 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then you're doing that Monday through Friday. And then maybe on the weekends from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., that's your off time. Again, we're going to set that auto reply message around those times as well. So the same goes for temporary auto reply. So if you're unable to respond during a certain holiday or you're taking a weekend off, instead of putting your shop on vacation mode, you can just let people know that, hey, my business hours are Monday through Friday, and I do not monitor my inbox on the weekends. In the meantime, here is my FAQ, and then you're just answering common questions as far as return policy and defective items, delivery issues, and so on. So this is a feature you absolutely should use if you are taking a weekend off, because as business owners, we still should have our me time and free time to hang out and enjoy our lives outside of business too, right? So please do yourself a favor and turn on this feature when you're taking a day off, as well as even when you're at work. So the next feature that you should know about is the Google Analytics tracking tool. Now, this is, again, not so hidden, but kind of hidden, that I didn't even know about it until 2 years into owning my business. So we will go to settings, and then we're going to click on options, and then we will click on web analytics. So after that, we are going to create a profile in Google Analytics. And then from getting that Google Analytics profile, you can enter your Google Analytics web property ID into this area here so that you can track your information on your Etsy shop. Now, what does this do for us as Etsy sellers? One thing is, if we are bringing in traffic from other website sources, so maybe it's from email marketing, or maybe it's from social media, or we could also be running some sort of ads, Google Analytics can be very powerful for Etsy shop and business, and it's still good to have that extra analytics outside of just Etsy at times. So I do recommend having Google Analytics as well in your shop. So the next really cool feature on Etsy is we can go to settings and then go to Facebook shops. Now, this is a really cool feature with Etsy and linking our Etsy shops to Facebook and Instagram. So let's say that we have an Instagram and Facebook page and we want to sell directly. Instead of just linking and putting a link maybe in our posts that we make on Facebook and Instagram, what we can do instead is we can create a Facebook Business Manager account. And then from there, we can add in our meta tag verification, and we will copy that full code with the meta name equals, and then you can copy your code, paste it in this area, and that is how you may see people linking their Instagram shops on Instagram without actually selling directly through Instagram. You're actually just selling through Etsy to your Instagram or your Facebook. So if you're already on Instagram and Facebook, this is just a really neat way and a really syncable an easy way to share your Etsy listings on your Instagram and Facebook. So the next thing to talk about is vacation mode. Now, vacation mode is where you can temporarily put your shop on hold according to Etsy. And what happens is your listings on Etsy won't show in search, and your shop is kind of like on exactly what it's called, a vacation mode, right? There are pros to vacation mode and times that you should turn your shop on vacation mode. And in my experience, there are a lot of times that you should not turn your shop on vacation mode. So what I have noticed with vacation mode is, first of all, it can lower you in ranking on Etsy and potentially kill a bestseller that you once had on Etsy. Now, there are times and circumstances where it is good to go on vacation mode. One is if you have a medical emergency or you have a period of time you'll be gone from Etsy for a month to a few months. Now, you may hear me say a month to a few months and be like, Heather, that is a really long time. I can't just put on vacation mode for 2 weeks then. So here's the thing with vacation mode. If you go on vacation for 2 weeks, let's say tomorrow you say, hey, I'm going to stop selling on Etsy and I'm going to leave my shop for 2 weeks. Now, if you have orders that have been put through on Etsy and they're currently still in process, maybe your orders haven't shipped, or maybe you already shipped out all of your products and you're like, okay, I'm gonna wipe my hands and go on vacation mode for the next 2 weeks. It doesn't really happen like that or work like that, because you can come back and be suspended on Etsy if, let's say, a order doesn't ship to your customer tries contacting you, you're on vacation mode. So Etsy gets a case filed against your shop and you can get suspended. But this is just an example of when you should take a vacation and versus when you shouldn't, because it really isn't a full vacation. Vacation mode is not you taking a vacation. It's just your shop being on hold. I personally would say I rather have Etsy name this as on hold mode than vacation mode, because I think a lot of sellers tend to think that they can just not answer questions or anything, but you are responsible for any order issues that may happen while you're on vacation mode. And that's something a lot of sellers don't know about or know that exists. So I don't want to scare people off to say vacation mode is that bad, but just know, since there's no sales going into your listings, that tends to cause listings to lower in the algorithm and not be shown as frequently as they were before you went on vacation mode in the algorithm. So that's just something to note with vacation mode as well. So the next feature that you absolutely should know about is also in the settings area and in the options, where you can download your data. Now, this is something that you will want to do if, let's say, you ever find that you are suspended on Etsy, or you have possibly any types of issues with your Etsy shop, or maybe you're looking to just leave Etsy or close your shop. This is a really good part to do, is to download all of your data, because then you have your information saved. You can see maybe what listings sold before, or maybe you have an old customer that is asking for a refund and you're off of the platform now, or something else that may happen that you may need the data later on. It's always good to see. And then also, just for any type of bookkeeping work, this is a really great area to go as far as downloading your data and saving that data for later on. So what you will notice is there are a lot of bookkeepers that will ask for your monthly statements. Another place that you can go for that is you can go to finances and monthly statements. And then you can download the CSV file for every single month. So you will have to select the month, then you generate CSV. You repeat the process, select the next month, generate CSV. And then you will get an email with those CSV files, but you can also download them here and get that data for your bookkeeping as well. So that's just something to note on the other side of things outside of the download data area on Etsy. So the last feature to note is there is a language and translation area on Etsy. And this is really important for people who may speak a different language, and maybe you're trying to create listings for people from a different country. You can actually translate your shop by clicking Start Translating Shop. And this is where you can toggle on the languages that you want for your shop. And as you can see, there are so many different shop languages that you can choose from. You can save changes, and then you can see how your listings look once you're in that page, and how to translate those listings so that you're using the right keywords for the right search phrases on your Etsy shop. So this is a really neat feature that, again, I just didn't know existed in my few years of selling, that I just wish I knew earlier. And I know I have a lot of subscribers and followers who really could use this type of feature in their own shops for any other types of listings, or maybe you're trying to create listings specifically for a certain language. That's just something to note, and hopefully that helps for those of you who are looking for that type of feature. So besides that, that is it for all the features that are hidden but not so hidden. Please write down below if you've made it to this segment of the video. I was totally hiding that ... and I will know you watched this video in full. Thank you to those who are OG POD friends. I will be sure to heart your comment if you do write that. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next videos here.